Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with another Alliance War video. So this one is pretty much going to be like 99% Quake fights, alright? So you guys know I just pulled that Quake about 2 weeks ago, and I've brought her to every single Alliance War since. So this was actually my first fight ever with Quake and Alliance War, just thrown right into the fire here against this brute force all or nothing thing. Now, I've never done this fight before, and it's honestly not the easiest fight in the world because of that brute force. You know, every 6 seconds, if you don't land a hit, well, then you're going to take some degen damage. And as you may know with Quake, you don't normally throw hits, but Quake is still pretty much the only really decent option for this fight. So it kind of sucks that you're probably going to leave this fight with less health than you started, no matter how well you play. That's just the nature of brute force. But as you can see, this guy is down to about 30% health left. It's going pretty well. Like I said, this was the first time I ever took this fight. I ever took Thing on this node, and at this point I was kind of worried I was gonna end up pushing him to a special 3, but I just waited it out here. I let the concussion and the aftershock do the work. Now I did take that fight another time since that first week that I brought Quake in, but I'm not going to show you the same exact fight 2 times in a row, just because it pretty much looked exactly like that. So up next we have, this is Fisticuffs, I believe. This is Fisticuffs and All or Nothing on the second node on Path 6, alright? And now we have an Electro. Now this Electro is just rank 1. I believe that Thing was rank 2. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was. If you have a duped 6-star Thing, take him up to rank 2. It'd be very silly not to. But here, you know, there is Fisticuffs, so it's pretty much like he's stun immune. But I mean, in 2 cycles of the concussion, the aftershock, this guy just goes down. It's not too much of a problem. The 6-star rank ones, you know, they don't have the highest health pool in the world. So just 2 cycles of that, and then I just gotta wait out this one. So I guess you can call it 3 cycles pretty much. But he's pretty much dead right when that aftershock and concussion would have triggered. I still don't know exactly what everything's called, to be honest. I just know how to play her. Alright, so up next here we have a Dr. Doom. I believe this was on Path 5 in Section 2, so the buff toggle Unstoppable. Okay, so pretty much when you're fighting Dr. Doom with Quake, you just really don't want to get hit. And I know that's very simple to say, but if you take a medium, you know, you're going to get a shock on you, and then you're going to be playing your Quake style, and he's going to throw a heavy, he's going to shock you, or he's going to passively stun you, he's going to heavy you, and then he's going to shock you again, and it's going to continue like that, and the fight's pretty much going to be over. So here, because of the node, he did get that unblockable buff right there. So I just have to pretty much wait it out. That's why on this node, you really can't do the Quake and parry, unless you're really keeping an eye on that unblockable buff. And I guess, look at that, I guess that concussion, I guess that it negates the unblockable buff. That's pretty cool. Learning more about Quake every day again. I didn't even realize that while I was doing this fight. You know, when I use Quake, I hardly ever parry. I usually just do the full Quake and shake. So I'm just, you know, I'm usually just focused on my Quake. I'll occasionally look at the concussion or the aftershock timer to see when they're gonna get stunned, but usually I just focus on my Quake. So here we are taking that 200% power gain mini boss Dr. Doom, alright? And pretty much here, it's the same strategy, it's just a higher health pool, and probably bigger risk if I mess up because of the 200% power gain, okay? Like I said, if you take 1 medium with against Dr. Doom with Quake, you're gonna get that shock on you, and then you're gonna get heavied, you're gonna get that passive stun on you, you're gonna get more shocks, more stuns, more heavies, and it's just gonna go downhill from there. So I'm just really focused on keeping my rhythm. I'm counting out the combos, you know, I count to either 3 or I count to 5. Another thing that really helps me a lot with Quake is I listen to the sound, and maybe if you guys want me to make a video on how I know how to play Quake, like, A lot of it is, for me, sound cues. Like, the second medium is going to sound different from the light attack, and I don't really know how to explain it. I would really have to, like, figure out how to explain it to you guys, but I'd be happy to make that. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments below. Up next, this is another war. This is another war about Quake 2. I was throwing on an invulnerability boost because for some reason, I was really scared of this Doctor Strange. I just thought he was going to shoot right up to a special 3. I don't know why I thought that, and this was pretty much a waste of one of those boosts, because this is back on Path 6. This is the war where I also took a thing on the first note there on Path 6, okay? But here, as you can see, he's pretty much already dead. All I have to do is just wait out that concussion, aftershock, timer, Quake timer thingy for about 1 more second, and the aftershock is going to kill him. So now I know for the future, man, and don't use an invulnerability boost there when you're facing Doctor Strange. So here, oh boy, here is a really, really fun fight. Really fun fight. So this is going to be Encroaching Stun. Now, like you guys know, I've had Quake for about 2 to 3 weeks now. At this point, I've had her for about 7 days when I was doing this fight, okay? Now, Encroaching Stun, you know, every 20 seconds, unless you're throwing a special attack, you're going to get stunned. And, you know, with Quake, you're never going to gain any power, but apparently the concussion, well, that's supposed to negate it. But little did I know that Dr. Voodoo, he has increased ability accuracy or something like that, and the concussion doesn't work against him for that on Encroaching Stun. But luckily, the way that the timer was, you know, he got stunned by the Quake timer just when I got stunned from Encroaching Stun. So I got out of that, you know, very luckily. That could have went very, very badly, but luckily it did not. Alright, so up next we have a Dr. Doom on Oscillate. And Oscillate is, you know, it's a pretty annoying node, but when you're playing with Quake, you kind of just ignore it, because when you're holding that heavy attack, they're gonna charge in at you, usually, whether they're in the offensive state or the defensive state. At least I found, at least. But, you know, this Doom fight is just like the previous 2 Doom fights. Quake just, I never realized how good Quake was for Doom until I started using Quake for Doom, man. Like usually the issue with Doom is that his crit resistance just makes it such a long, bulky fight. But you don't even have to worry about that when you're using Quake, man, because it's just that aftershock and concussion damage just completely ticking him down. Up next, I have 2 fights that I believe aren't Quake fights that I just wanted to throw in. I liked both of these. This is Flow, by the way, and I'm gonna have an Iron Man Infinity War and a Korg, both on Psychic Thorns. Okay, so Human Torch, really, really great for Iron Man Infinity War. You do want to activate Flame On, preferably when you're fighting him, especially in war, but you definitely don't have to. But when there's flow, you kind of want to. You know, I fought Iron Man Infinity War so many times with Human Torch now that I kind of have it down to a science. You know, I soloed the Iron Man Infinity War in Abyss with Human Torch. So this is pretty much just like child's play compared to that, you know. Here I have him. I could have chained my heavies in the corner, but I noticed that I did activate the flow power gain, so I backed off and I got him stunned instead. Here I'm just building up my smolders, man, and I got that special too, and I know if I throw that off, that should pretty much end the fight. He's got no armors on him, so I'm safe to throw it off. There is a stun at the end of the special 2 there, so I was safe. He has a flow going up, but he was just draining. The Nova Flames were just absolutely taking him down. So up next we have this Korg, and we figured out that my Human Torch was probably the best option at the moment to take this guy. I don't love fighting Korg with Torch, but I mean, it's a fine matchup. You know, he doesn't take any Thorns damage, and he also doesn't take any Psychic Thorns damage. So this is that Psychic Thorns mini-boss. I didn't know for sure if that special one was going to build my smolders, but I figured I would test it out, and now I know for the future that Korg special 1, as long as it's not unblockable, well, it's going to build up those smolders in Human Torch. So as you can see now, I'm up to 6 smolders, and I'm about to actually enter Nova Flame here, I believe. So now that we got that Nova on, well, the fight's pretty much going to be over. Just bait out that special 2 and just let him drain down, get a couple more Nova Flames on him there, and toss off that special 1 and end the fight. Quick and easy, painless, no problem at all. Alright, up next, man, we had this Heimdall on Buffet. So this is Flo, okay? This is Flo, and Heimdall is pretty annoying on Flo, man. I didn't know who I wanted to use for this. I didn't know if I wanted to use Warlock because it's Buffet, but I decided I was just going to go with Quake here. Now, I've never fought Heimdall with Quake before, and as you can see, man, his animations are very clunky. I've actually never seen Quake fight a Heimdall before, and it's just that like second medium of his, it has that little delay after it, and it was almost throwing off my rhythm a little bit. I really probably should duel these characters with Quake before I go into a fight with them in Alliance War, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too concerned there. This guy went down like it was nothing. It just usually after the first combo, I can adjust to it with Quake without too many issues at all. Alright, for our last fight of this video, we're gonna have a pretty funny / interesting one here. So we have this Taskmaster, which is the shared buffet mini-boss on the left side of the map, okay? Now, this buffet mini-boss also has empowered immunity, okay? That's no big deal usually, right? So, fun fact about Taskmaster, after 10 debuffs, well, he goes immune to all debuffs. So that means every single debuff that I try to place on Taskmaster, well, he's just going to be immune to it, and he's going to gain a whole boatload of power from it. So let's see what happens when we try to Quake Taskmaster on Buffet. So, I didn't realize that at first. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Nobody really did. We all kind of forgot about the empowered immunity. And as you can see here, it's all going as planned. He's got his little stun debuff. No big deal at all. I gave him a little hit there with the heavy because the fight was just going so well. Here, I went to parry him, and I guess he already went through 10 debuffs. He shot right up to a special 1. Oh my god, I'm starting to panic a little bit. Bait out that heavy attack, go in, start doing some basic combos with Quake. Oh my god, it decks out this special 2 with the fade, don't even worry about it. Go for a special 2, knock him out with a huge 22,000 special 2. Oh my god, guys, I almost pooped my pants a little bit, but we got out of that last fight alive. So I brought Quake to about 3 or 4 wars, and I have not died with her yet. So that's pretty cool. This wasn't every Quake fight that I've done since I pulled her, but this is, this is a bunch of them. I'm not going to make this a 20-minute video or whatnot, but I just wanted to show you guys what I've been doing with Quake and Alliance War, since you guys seem to have been enjoying some of those Alliance War videos. I'll try to make more of them for you guys, since I know you do like the Alliance War videos, but we'll see what happens with this upcoming season, and we're currently in the off season as well. So alright my dudes, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a solid and leave this video a like. Comment what you thought about that Quake Alliance War gameplay in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to see some more content coming to you very soon. I'll be seeing you around.